this fucking song, and now I know that I can write the lyrics to it, which is good, which means I can actually play the lyrics to it while I'm playing it.
Yeah. It's a nice feeling to...
It is a good feeling because I was actually having a hard time with it. Bad.
Like if it's even somewhat complicated and you're...
Well, it is complicated. Justin wrote it.
Okay, well, then yeah.
I didn't write it. But I'm doing my best. My goal for the rest of the year and then next year is to just get better at guitar.
Okay.
So like that's one of my goals. That goal, and then I know I say this, but we'll see. I'm going to try to get off of the smartphone.
Man, I've been actually thinking about the same thing.
There's this cool ass GoFundMe phone. It's a e-ink phone.
Okay.
And it does calls and it does text, and it's $250, and that's all it does. It stores 15 numbers. So I'm thinking I'm probably just going to keep...
I talk to like maybe 5 or 6.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like day to day, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And then if someone texts me, or I can just answer every call, whatever. It doesn't matter if it's a bot of some sort. But I mean, if I just answer my phone calls and text, whatever, it keeps texts. I think 100 of them, 100 texts or something. Well, I have to look it back up. It's been a minute, but it's $250, man. And if you buy, the more phones you buy, the cheaper they get.
Okay.
So like if me and you went in on one, it's not $500. It's actually like $4 something.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, they knock money down for the more of them that you buy. It's like,
but
it's not like I wouldn't have my other phone. I would basically turn it into like a portable smart device where it only works when I'm on Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
it doesn't work when I'm going down the road. Like it's not a distraction anymore. It's kind of like the goal.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll see.
Definitely for sure, man. Even just having catching myself kind of fully engrossed in my phone. I'm like, man, it's like I wasted a fucking 2-3 hours just bullshitting.
Oh, dude, the other day, literally, and I'm not like this. I literally spent 2 hours just on my phone. I wasn't doing jack shit, and I was like, this is bad. And I really need to get my shit together.
Like it's bad because like my phone's also my alarm clock.
Mine too.
Like it's by my bed, and I hate it because I'll be on it at fucking night.
Yep.
Like laying down, and I'm associating being on my phone.
Dude, tell me if this has happened, and we'll get to it in a minute, the movie stuff. But tell me, has this happened where you wake up? We should do this as another podcast. Actually, this would be a great one. Phone addiction.
I mean, this was just a little taste.
This is a little taste. Yeah, sure. I was thinking, tell me if this has happened to you. The phone goes off in the middle of the night, and I don't have my ringer on in the middle of the night.
Yeah, me either.
But
I rarely have my ringer on.
But the screen will still light up, and I'll wake up because I'm like, what is that? Because I have really sensitive eyelids. That's a subject for another time. But any source of light, I have to sleep in pitch black like Dracula. Like I have to be like closed off.
My arms are over my chest.
Right.
I'm deadly allergic to garlic.
I have to clutch, like a satanic thing while I sleep, so the crosses don't affect me. And my bed is a coffin. Ironically, I'm a vampire. That's what I'm trying to say.
I put about 10 pounds of sunblock lotion.
So you wake up and it's like fucking whatever 2. Say it's 2. I go to bed at like 10 or 11, maybe sometimes midnight. I am not the party animal. But I'll wake up because that thing went off, or it's just some bullshit thing like your phone is fully charged. But then all of a sudden I'm like,
hello notification.
Oh, there's a thing. Oh, somebody did a thing. Okay, I'll check that. And now it's fucking 3 a.m, and I have to go back to sleep. Dude, it's bad.
Hey, do you like spam mail in the middle of the night? Well, here's your spam mail.
Did you order 15 things in the middle of the night you don't remember doing because that one notification went off?
Well, I'll have my Netflix notification go off and then my email go off. And it's the same fucking thing. You're like, hey, coming soon, September 1st. And it's the Netflix app saying that.
Your phone don't have different rings for different stuff?
I mean, it does, but...
Oh, you got to get on that.
I kind of burned the screen a little bit. And I tried to do a hard reset to try to fix it. It didn't work at all.
Okay.
Apparently, once you damage the screen, it's damaged for life.
Yeah, typically. Digitizers ain't perfect.
Like you cannot turn those on and off, and they just magically work again.
All right, man. So let's get into it.
All right.
Welcome to a Crash Cast. This is a Ugly Dudes movie review.
Motherfucker.
And today, this week, tomorrow's Friday. We're recording this on a Thursday. we're gonna try to. The scheduling's still a little bit off on this thing. I feel like it needs to come out on a Thursday,
Yeah.
but it's whatever. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
I mean, we have so many complaints about it.
Well, there is a decent number of people that listen to it. It's cool, and everybody that's listening, thank you. It's fucking awesome.
We're still here like on another Thursday though. Like,
right. We are consistent.
Yeah, because we're adults here, and
but so this week the slim pickings at the theater. So we didn't actually go to the theater. Usually it's Thursday night, and we're at the movies right now.
Yeah, well,
almost exclusively.
Yeah, we looked at the calendar last episode, I think, and it was like, man, you got a couple ones in September.
I think we got like 2-3 weeks off. Oh no, next week I think is a semi decent movies coming out, but other than that, man, I think we got a little bit. So what we're gonna do is catch up because we just started this shit.
I mean,
so we have a ton of films back cataloged that maybe we want to review too. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this for at least the first film we're about to review. If you haven't seen it, it's kind of on you at this point. And spoilers.
I was thinking on the drive over here, I'm just like, man, I know there's going to be some shit I want to talk about. It's going to be fucking spoiler alerts.
Eat it. If you read the description, it's Logan. We're going to talk about Logan first. Deadpool 2, I'll kind of keep to myself because I realize not everyone could have seen it. It came out this year.
I will point out the one cameo I loved in Deadpool 2, though.
Okay. Well, that's okay. So one spoiler for Deadpool 2, and this whole Logan review is going to be hella spoilers. So
but
really,
if you're a fan of this person, you'll just be happy he's in it. So
well, true. Yeah. But if you haven't seen Logan, honestly, then you're not gonna, because it's okay. So let's just jump off right there, dude.
Yeah.
I personally think I went through all the movies I saw last year, and I think Logan might be my number one.
I mean, it's the Wolverine movie that personally I've been waiting for of this fucking.
Well, okay, so let's go through a little bit of factoids here. The fucking movie was directed by Bryan Singer. It came out in 2017. The cast list is, it's fantastic. You got Hugh Jackman, of course,
yeah,
playing Logan / X-24 in this one, because I do believe, is this the Frank Miller adaptation? Kind of, sort of, loosely.
It was pretty fucking dark.
It's like loosely based on the Frank Miller.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you got Patrick Stewart, and then the surprise star of the film, which was Daphne Keane, the little girl that played Laura.
Yeah.
Sweet Jesus.
A child star that actually did a role right.
In a rated R film, to be.
Yes. Like, this wasn't like the Jurassic World where it's like, just fucking kill those kids right now, please.
No, I know, dude. And she absolutely killed it. One of my other favorite ones of the movie, he's down on this list, but Eric LaSalle, man. He played Will, the farmer.
Oh, shit, okay.
Dude,
yeah.
I love that guy. And I was actually really excited for him to deal with. And here's something interesting about this movie. Before we get into our review part, get the information out. So it did come out early 2017.
Yeah.
And actually, this is kind of a sad part. We watched this movie 6 days after our friend passed away. So the end of the movie, clearly Wolverine takes a dirt nap.
Yeah.
And
he bites it hard.
Well, there was 5 of us that were heavily affected by the passing of our friend, and we're in this movie theater, and you kind of see it coming a little bit,
Well,
but you don't know when. You can feel it, though, because the whole tone of the movie.
All the energy it's putting out from the screen is like...
Right. And then it happens, and I remember looking over at maybe that's why I hold it in such high regard.
Fucking human brain's weird anyway.
But it just, man, it crushed me. But also, I think, high regard or not, I really do think, had this movie not been a guy with claws, motherfucker, it'll won an Oscar. The acting is unfucking believable.
You're absolutely right. If they took Wolverine, the name out of it.
If they took the mutant shit out,
yes,
and just made this a movie about a guy with his daughter, it would have won all the fucking movie awards, all of them.
Yeah,
I think it got a nod, but who gives a
he's not a mutant anymore. He's an assassin. Boom, there you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, just change it. Yeah,
she's a child assassin, so the story can still fit.
But here's something very, very interesting that I just noticed before you got here. I was doing my due diligence and kind of trying to research because I'm actually pretty bad at it. So in the film, they don't actually say what happens to the mutants. I almost said monsters. Fucking forgive me, people.
Fucking
Forgive me.
racist.
No, so the movie takes place in 2029. It's a bleak future. It's kind of it's actually like a middle of the road. It's kind of how I see our future being. Actually,
I'm just saying. I mean,
like it's not bad, but it ain't great. You know,
Yeah.
like everything's automated, but everyone's still eating. So there's not like a whole
our
bunch
technology is going to be a little better.
Right. The worst people that have it are probably the mutants at this point. But check this out, dude. Right here in the synopsis of the film, storyline as per IMDb, and they don't say this in the movie, but it says in 2029 the mutant population has been shrunken significantly due to the genetically modified plants designed to reduce mutant powers, and the X-Men have disbanded. What? It was because of
Holy-
food.
Like, why didn't they bring that up at all? Like, have some little just flashback.
Did that just blow your fucking mind?
Right?
Because they glossed completely over what happened. I just assumed they all got murdered.
I just
because
assumed that when Professor X, I mean, he's a fucking super god level mutant, like at least his powers,
right.
and has what dementia?
Well, Stephen Merchant plays Caliban.
The smelly dude, whatever.
Well, he can see like future of mutants or whatever, or he can see where mutants are, like kind of Professor Xavier style shit. But he's when they throw him in the truck towards the middle of the movie, he's like, you helped my father find all these people. Why are you blah 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 to me? And I was like, oh, okay, so it was like a mutant war, which I think was it the comics or the TV series?
Well,
that's what did a lot of people in.
Well, in this movie, you get to see that the mini female Wolverine, X-23, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they bring up a comic book. And
Yes.
I thought it was really interesting that they actually did put a comic book, because that was an X-Men comic book in an X-Men movie. So I don't know if that's opening up to all these other possibilities within this X-Men universe for like future films, because you just introduced comic books
Oh, I know.
to in a comic book movie,
I
and
know.
specifically, like, so I'm just gonna loosely assume that like all these other.
But they do. Well, he does play it off, because when he opens the comic, he's like, these stories are so like this isn't even what happened. Like he specifically remembers that. Jesus, listen to me. He specifically remembers that battle, but he says that's not what actually happened.
Yeah,
Like they got it wrong. All this stuff and all this information, and they still get it wrong.
But all those misinterpreted stories, though, is what I'm talking about.
True. Okay. I mean, so that's cool to learn about the genetically modified plants thing. Like, that's
I'm
weird.
kind of blown away that like
I don't know
it's in the first fucking sentence.
I don't know if this is wrong. Like, I actually loaned my copy to a friend of mine, so I can't go double check.
Yeah,
But if this is, so they stuck the actual reason in the synopsis, which is, I don't know that I've ever seen a movie do that. Like, did they cut the scenes? Where the fuck are those scenes?
well,
That's the one thing I will say about this movie, and I'm probably just the only thing. There's like a flashback in that instant, like in that moment when they're talking about what happened to everyone, would have been pretty awesome.
the first minute, just add a minute and a half to the beginning of the flick, and boom, like you see
Show the actual progression. And
you
like
don't
the
have to show
time-lapse.
like all the X-Men. You can blur the shit out of their whole bodies.
Oh yeah,
But
I just need the backs of them.
Yeah.
I know the character.
Yeah.
Storm's got gray hair. Cyclops wears glasses.
Like
I mean,
we hear a Creole accent, like,
right.
"Oh, what's up,
That's
Gambit?"
Yeah, that's never gonna get fucking made. But
It's
whatever.
Such a shame.
It is a shame, because I honestly think they won. The casting was fantastic.
Yeah.
I think you would have done a great job. But anyway, I'm reading this earlier before you got here, and I was like, well, shit. Well, there's something we have to talk about, because I didn't know that at all. So anyway, that aside, going into the film, man, I mean, it really is. I watched it 2 nights ago, and still the ending got me.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's fucking an emotionally charged, because you get pumped up from all the fucking killing, and after he fucking just like,
and oh boy, the killing.
he tweaks out on this fucking.
Well, this is finally,
the serum he injects in himself
right,
to
yeah.
counteract the. Because I mean,
yeah, I can't remember what they call it, but I call that scene the final berserker attack.
yeah,
Because like,
and you actually get to see like,
this
Hugh
is
Jackman do his berserker
exactly.
Like, it reminded me of the trailer for Origins, when like he fucking erupts from the water and like
Yes.
shredded as fuck, but then the rest of the movie's garbage. But like that
I
one
like it.
scene,
It's okay. It's not like the best movie ever made, but it's not
the scene where
great.
they have that like the zero shot guy, whatever, the Asian dude that like
Right.
you can, because I watched a copy of Origins where it was like pre-rendered.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I had fun with it.
Yeah.
I like the suit, the giant. Was it the samurai suit? I don't want to.
No, I'm not talking about Wolverine.
Oh,
This is
the
Origins.
where he's a kid and he grows up in the Civil War or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the was it the Silver Samurai or whatever it was?
I can't remember. But yeah, it's been a while since I've seen the other two. But like I said, they're not great. I own them. They're not great, but
the Wolverine movie is definitely better.
No, definitely, yeah. I was like, that's what I was thinking. CCI had it crossed. I was like, no, that movie was all right. It wasn't like like you're talking about where he was a kid first, and he had the bone claws.
Yeah,
when he got grafted.
I mean, which was really cool. I love the intro for it.
You know what's funny is the
you get
bone
to see Kid
claws.
Wolverine.
The bone claws, if you put him into his adult hands and think about how big the bone claw would have to be, which they actually show because he gets him broke by Sabretooth in that movie. The claws that come out afterwards are straight and narrow and thin, so the bone claws must have been filed down, I suppose, to fit.
Well, I mean,
because they said they just grafted it, and I'm like, wait a minute, they would have been circular.
They would have been just like points,
right? Movie mistake.
Yeah, but I mean, like they were going more for like, I think the visuals on that. But anyway, Logan.
This is the third one. Logan is the third. We should have said that. This is the third in the franchise, and I think I'm pretty sure they were all directed by the same guy. Is it Scott Dickerson? Did he? Yeah, he did the first two, right?
Sure, I'm not.
I think it was the same dude that did all these, and then they finally they were finally able to do what they needed to, and get it through and get it rated R. Because here's my favorite part: we actually get to see Wolverine be Wolverine.
Oh, you get to
stabbing
see some
motherfuckers straight to the top of their shit and just murk people left and fucking right, missing limbs.
It's definitely it's the more brutal.
Oh, it's a hard R.
Oh yeah,
no, there's no coming back from
it. Earned it in every aspect.
I don't think the people watching it when they were rating it were going like maybe PG-13. No, those claws were sticking out of the top of that guy's
first 5
head.
minutes, like, yep, it's R.
Oh yeah, the Cholo death scene.
Yeah. Hey, you look like that one old X-Men, hey? And then like, oh well,
he actually is that old X-Men. Yeah.
Yeah. Like as soon as I see the claws, I'm not gonna stand there and shoot you, man. I'm gonna apologize and be like, can I help you? Like, what can I do for you not to kill me? Because I'm gonna lose it regardless. Like, this way I have a chance of living.
Right.
But no, they all proceed to fucking attack Wolverine,
and but two of them die, and I'm pretty sure the guy that ran away last died later.
I mean, you're in the middle of the desert.
Well, I mean, he was stabbed all in his shit.
Yeah.
And he was bleeding everywhere, but he still managed to get away. But, so in this movie, he finds a girl, X-23. Turns out she was made from his DNA in a lab.
Well, you could almost say like she found him.
Well, the caretaker found him.
Yeah.
They meet.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way. They find each other, sort of.
Grumpy old man, grumpy little girl.
Oh, yeah, she is. She's fiery. But, so the whole idea is that there's a group of mercenaries that work for a science group that were engineering new mutants.
It was essentially like a Black Ops organization
right. And they were coming to like take back their research, is what they called it, or whatever, their science experiment, which would be X-23.
What they essentially did was they put all of the like top shelf mutants from like comic books to movies of just like the very tippy top of like the power scale for like mutant powers. Not like, oh, he can shoot noodles out of his fingertips. Like, no, he didn't make the cut.
That's true.
I mean, because in the last scene, you actually get to see some of the mutant powers that
the kids have.
Yeah. And I mean, like, yeah, you don't want your property getting away because you just unleashed
some shit on the earth.
You just did this Mutant War Part 2.
Right. Yeah. Which I don't know how it falls into the other X-Men stories. I think it's pretty standalone.
Yeah, but
because I didn't even make it all the way through.
I mean, because like start to finish though, like this is super intense movie.
It's a super intense movie, and what's cool about it is like it's relentless.
Yes.
The story is 100%. It just makes sense all the way through. I don't think I questioned one part of the story, minus that one little thing.
Yeah.
But for the rest of the whole thing, it's just like, I mean, my God, dude, you're so hooked and you're so like in the moment. And then before you know it, the movie's over. And you're just like, what did I just see?
Well, I mean, that and they used, I mean, like Patrick Stewart is still
dude,
fucking
his role
Professor
was so
X.
good.
Like,
and what's crazy is he has dementia.
yeah.
And you see, like, they explore, like, what does that brain look like with dementia? Dude.
It's fucking, because see, that's what I thought
It's out of
killed all the mutants. Like, he was in Cerebro.
That's what
and
I
he
thought.
fucking, like,
Yes.
he had like a little episode, and like he was thinking of mutants, and it was just like, oh, you just killed a lot. And
Well, I think that, and I think that guy helped them track them down. They murdered a bunch of them. Like,
yeah,
it was a big war, essentially. And, man.
I am bummed that Sentinels weren't involved, because that was like one of my favorite things of the cartoon.
It was mine too, but they tried the Sentinel thing, and that shit sucked my fucking nuts. That was terrible, dude. I literally still have never gotten through. I own it because I like owning collections. Like I like my movie collections. That's one of my retentive things. If it's a part that I like one part, I'll still buy all of the parts.
Well, I mean, you can't just like have that empty hole there.
Well, that's what I don't like. So I have all the X-Men films, all of them. I still the most I've made it into that film is 15 minutes.
I mean, I've watched all the X. I mean, like even that one. What was it? Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Which, aside from the Sentinels, I felt
they,
it was their way of trying to reboot the series.
But fuck, they did it so wrong.
Well, they didn't want to have to like recast, I don't think.
Well, I don't give a shit about recasting.
I'm just saying,
you don't have to
ideas.
make future Sentinels. They were already future Sentinels in the future. Then they made them all like, oh, I can change my arm into a blade. I'd say they're not T-9000s. This isn't Terminator. You're not original. Now you're stealing.
Like
the original idea was the thing from the comic book, not the fucking thing you thought of.
Because even the video games got because the X-Men Origins, the Wolverine video game I think it was on Xbox.
Right.
The opening, the intro trailer for it it's Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
But he's by himself and he's fighting off like wave of Sentinel after Sentinel. And his hand gets manacled, and you get to see Wolverine rip the skin off of his arm to like get out.
Jesus.
He's just one swift movement of just like shink and adamantium hand, and then like
fair,
yeah.
Well, okay, so
that was a flash forward.
Then we'll go to the ending here. We've kind of jumped around to it. I mean, clearly Wolverine has some battles, and I don't want to say who the villain is. So like that's the only spoiler I don't want to get. The main villain is actually. I was surprised, dude. I didn't think that's what they were going to go with, but then they did, and I was like, okay,
actually,
let's see how this goes.
Yeah, because I mean, like, there's more than one sad moment in this movie.
Oh, dude, there's plenty of sad. Dude, the guy who I thought was like a great fit for the farmer, that whole 20-minute segment is just like, the way that here's the deal, dude. The way that Dickerson was able to direct this film, and like he gave so much breath and so much life to even the smallest character. I think that's where this movie really shines. Yeah. I really think the character direction and the building of the characters, like you cared immediately.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that whole family is only in that film for maybe 15 minutes. I don't even think it's 15 minutes.
But I mean,
that
family is also part of like a very pivotal scene.
I know,
in
but
the
that's
movie
what I'm saying.
So,
but you care.
Well, yeah.
See, a lot of movies that do that, I'm not going to say what happens, but a lot of movies that have that, you're like, I mean, was this even necessary? And you're like, in this movie, you're like, oh shit, like that is so fucked up.
Yeah.
And then you have like the later scenes. Actually, the scene right after that scene, is pretty fucking intense, and you're like, wait, what the fuck? And then the burial. Oh man, it made my heart sink. Dude, it was like two shitty okay, so it's two separate moments, but it's literally one scene after the other. Like, okay, I say scene, I mean it's one section after the other, one different set of like environments.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you have your one part where you have all this conflict happening.
Yeah.
And it's...
Well, then essentially that other one would be the resolution.
Because I mean, like...
It's the finality of it.
You're met with shock of like...
and then pure sadness.
Yeah, but I mean, even from like Patrick Stewart's eyes, I mean, like from like slight confusion to like pure horror.
Right. And he's done interviews about it, and he was like, I'm so glad this way it ended, which is fucking awesome. And he was actually all into the role. In the beginning of it, he's hilarious, where he's demented out and he's talking about Taco Bell chalupas and shit.
Well, I mean, like, if you've been around somebody that has dementia, like you can, I mean, like, I was CNA for like 2 years. Right. So, I mean, like, I worked with those people like that all the time. And, like, there is a lot of believable parts. Like, I think they actually did their homework on it of Patrick Stewart actually maybe sitting down. I haven't read the interviews about him or seen him, but.
Well, hold on. I just have to say, for those of you listening, if you hear in the background, my wife is making cauliflower pizza, and these walls are thin. I'm sorry. Continue.
Okay. So I was stopped.
I'm sorry.
I stopped talking, and that's the last part I remember.
Well, okay. So check this out, dude. Okay. So the end. The ending is very sad. I think we all know. Wolverine gets killed. I'm not going to say by who. But the last fight scene is a solid, probably 15 to 20 minute scene. It's unreal. It's unfucking real. The amount of time they spent on the finality of this film. I think that's why it hits so hard.
Yeah.
Is because when you think it's going to end, they go, oh, nope, here's a little bit more, here's a little bit more, and they keep building. But what's cool is that, oh, man, I'm sorry. I'm burping.
Vomiting into the microphone.
Yeah. But what's really cool is that the actual final scene, there is a gleam of hope, if you will. Not that he's going to return, but that there might be some future part of this universe without him, right? Because the kids walk off into the woods, and you're like, oh shit, they could make an X-23 film. And I think there was talk of it, but now with the whole Disney Fox merger, I really feel like this whole thing's going to be shelved, and I really think like this is it. But hey, you know what, dude? If this is the finale, I mean, holy hell!
I agree with you because I mean, like Wolverine came into this world very violently,
right?
And he leaves this world very fucking violently.
But what's cool, what really got me, dude, was I'm not going to say the last words, but the last words just they crush your heart.
I mean, if you haven't seen this movie yet and you have children.
Well, if you haven't seen this movie and you've made it this far into the conversation, we basically just ruined most of it.
No, we're convincing them to watch it.
Right. No, seriously, I can't stress enough how much I love this fucking film.
Oh.
And here's the last thing I want to get into. Okay, so I told you I watched it last night.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't watch the regular version. Okay, so when this film came out, it was such a fucking, I don't want to call it like a masterpiece, but borderline. It's so well thought out and so well done. Okay, they have a noir version, which is actually kind of, and I have it. Yeah, right. They sold a collector's edition. Well, it's not really noir because noir implies lighting, because noir can be color and black and white, and it's kind of misleading because the lighting wasn't set up noir. It's actually a black and white version of the movie. They should have just said black and white, but I think noir sells better because people are like, ooh, I know what that means, when really they don't. But, and I might not, fuck, who knows? But I'm pretty sure noir suggests a lighting technique, like Sin City.
Yeah.
That's in color, but it's color noir.
Well, like you have like the LA noir shit.
Well, it's
like
dark, it's dark backgrounds, lit foregrounds.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I watched that version for probably the third time. And what's really cool about that version is if you're listening out there, watch the in color version first. Because you'll get the story, you'll get the meaning, you'll get all that stuff. Maybe watch it a couple times, but here's what the noir version does. Black and white. I'm going to say black and white version. I don't think it's noir at all.
Well, man, I have a Killing Joke noir.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's great. You're talking about the actual book?
Yes.
It's awesome. I have read that.
But noir was just black and white. There's no color. So I don't know if that's what they're trying to mean.
Well, it's the style. It's a style, though. It's not black and white. Just like I could shoot a picture of you in black and white, and it's just black and white.
No, that's just a noir.
But if I lit it properly, it would be a noir photo.
Yeah.
There is a difference. It's subtle, but it's different. It's all about the lighting. And there's, I think, 3 different kinds of lighting in a noir. I'm into filmmaking a little bit, and I kind of researched it, but, I'm speaking out of my ass right now. But let me tell you this. So what black and white does is the same thing it does for photos, it does for film. It takes out all of the distractions. So you focus on the actual moments in the film. So there's a particular scene in the middle of the movie where Professor Xavier has a seizure. And they're in a hotel in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going through it. Like, this is my favorite part of the noir version. It's rain.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. So it focuses, it allows you to focus on each individual moment rather than trying to like look around and see all the different things, all the different colors distracting you from the actual scene. So, and I'll let you borrow it. My buddy, Justin has it. So whenever he gives it back to me, I'll let you borrow it.
And then you let Justin borrow it again.
Yeah, because he probably won't watch it the first time. Now, he usually does. But Jesus Christ. Okay, so there's a scene where he's having a seizure and everything around him slows down, but it's very chaotic, right? Because when he has a seizure, no one can move through the force of the seizure. So everyone kind of looks like they're on like a vibrating machine, like they're out of focus. Everyone's out of focus, and he's like yelling.
Yeah.
And everyone's
he's pretty much scrambling everybody's brain.
Yeah, exactly. Well, humans actually stop dead in their tracks.
Yeah.
Only mutants can actually sort of fight against it. So he's coming up through in that fight scene, which isn't a fight scene, where Wolverine's coming down the hallway and basically just murdering people all the way down the hallway.
In real life slow motion.
Well, what it does is, dude, you focus on each individual aspect. Like when he sticks his claws through the wall, you actually are focused on that. Like because it takes out all the distraction. You're not looking down the hallway to see what's going on. You're not looking to the guy to the right. You're only focused on and this happens through the whole movie where you're only focused on the exact moment. Now it does, it kind of hinders it a little bit, I will say, in the, part of the, probably 10 minutes into the first act, it kind of drops down, kind of gives you some story.
Yeah.
It's black and white, it's whatever. And then in the desert scene, it doesn't really do it justice. I was kind of thinking in the desert scene it was going to be more awesome because it'd be kind of like old Western, and I love old Westerns. We're definitely going to do a podcast on old Westerns. I fucking love old Westerns. My uncle, every time I'd go to Dallas, dude, we just watch old John Wayne films. But anyway.
I mean, I watched METV every fucking day when I was a CNA boy.
But the last thing I want to say is, if you have seen Logan, I highly fucking recommend watching the black and white version because it is spectacularly, you will see things that you did not notice. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes out all the bullshit.
I mean, because I know the first color you see is yellow. So I mean, if it's just black and white,
right? And there's a lot of yellow in this film. I mean, it's like a yellow toned movie.
Yeah. And I mean, I haven't seen the noir version yet, which now I want to.
Oh no, I'll lend it to you for sure. And any of my friends listening, if you would also like to see it, I'll lend it to you after Big Justin gets it.
Now because speaking of altered version of things, the next one we're going to talk about,
my favorite of this year, maybe
it's not. There we go.
Yeah, I'm on the right page.
Cool. Cool beans. But yeah, speaking of different versions, this
2018 release.
Yeah. I saw 2016, man. I was just looking out.
What was February?
Well, yeah, but I saw the other thing.
Well, no. It was May 18th. Sorry. I'm a jackass.
Yeah.
The first one was February because they marketed it they marketed it as a love movie.
Yeah. But
which, let's just get into the marketing. Here, you introduce the film and then we'll get into the marketing.
I mean, like I said, speaking of different versions of shit,
and made by Fox. These are both Fox films.
Well, I mean, they clearly do fucking well.
I'm super sad that Disney's buying Fox. I really think that's a bad choice, and I honestly wish Comcast would have got it. As much as I don't like Comcast,
if Comcast would have got it, then Disney would have. But it would have take over Comcast. Well, but the People's Republic of Disney will not be silenced, Corey. I'm sorry, Disney. Please don't. You're privatized army. I'm cool.
Yeah,
it was a joke.
I know you and Apple are buddies, and that's where most people listen to this. So we're sorry.
It was a harmless joke. I'm sorry. I'll take it back. No, but Deadpool 2.
Right. Okay, so I saw a question. So I saw a question the other day on Twitter. It said, "What's the funniest movie of the year?" And it got me thinking. Okay, I have not seen Tag.
Neither. I want to.
I do want to.
Yeah.
But I don't think for my sense of humor, it's going to take the spot of this movie. I think it's probably good. I love Ed Helms. I love all those dudes. I think they're hilarious. But this one really takes the cake as far as I have a very deviant sense of humor. I like fucked up shit.
I have a light-sided sense of humor, but then like it also has the equal negative spectrum of that. So like I can laugh at super like good stuff that's morally right.
You learned that. You
yeah. But no,
there is a level of humor that dads have that non-dads do not. Like, because you go and you hear your kid laugh, and this happened to me. I will say, okay, this is a fun story. Just before we get into it, I went to a movie with my friend's kid, right? And his laughing at parts I would never, fucking never laugh at. Well, it makes me laugh because he's laughing, and I'm like, oh, that's what that is. When my friend who's a dad tells me, man, I watched it, it wasn't that bad. It's like, no, your kid's experience of it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
The movie's still shit, but you had a great time because your kid had a great time. I get it now.
That's a case by case thing, Corey.
Right.
Because Frozen
is shit. Fight me. Fuck the internet. Fuck everything. That movie is the biggest pile of shit I've ever seen. Dude, how come in the middle of the movie it just jumps to a whole another fucking section of the movie? Let's get back to Deadpool.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Because I have no words to really... I have a lot of words for it, but...
And it's so fucking big. It's so popular.
I mean, Deadpool 2 did fucking kill it.
Dude, Deadpool 2, you want a real female star to look up to, Deadpool 2 has it.
The chick that plays Domino,
Zazie Beetz.
Holy shit, like...
dude.
Was almost not just a co-star for me.
Oh, no, dude. She was definitely I know Ryan Reynolds is like the lead role.
Yeah, him and Brolin are going to be probably the.
Well, they're the two big ones, right? And then
they're going to be the top build.
And then there's a cameo that I'm pretty sure that's who you're talking about.
Yep, Alan Tudyk.
Okay,
he plays a redneck, and it's a very hilarious fucking conversation he has. There's two versions of this conversation, though.
Yes, there is.
Because the one in the movie.
Well, hold on, we'll get to that. Let's save that because I have it and I want to go over it.
Okay. Cool.
So, all right, let's get some facts out of the way. All right, so this movie came out this year. It's 2018. It stars Ryan Reynolds as obviously Wade Wilson / Deadpool. It stars Josh Brolin as Cable, a time traveling super badass.
Can I say anything else about Ryan Reynolds and what he's doing in this movie?
Well, I mean, it says it right here on the IMDb, so you can say it. Okay,
yeah. He also voices the Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Which
that is another spoiler because, well, surely if you don't know that the Juggernaut's, they actually kind of hint to it in the thing.
Like, I'm sorry. I mean, but if you're on Facebook, you've seen something related to it.
Right,
so fuck off.
I mean, we hate everyone. Okay, so you have well, damn, I actually don't know how to say her last name. It's Marina Baccarin? I'm not a racist, and that name is hard as fuck to say.
Oh, no, it is.
She plays Vanessa. She played Vanessa in the last one. She's fan-fucking-tastic. She is equally as good as Reynolds. She is definitely a great counterpart. I love great female actresses, man. Fucking love them. And she's a hell of a fucking actress. And then the little kid who plays basically, I guess, like the third biggest part.
Which is weird because on IMDb they have his name as Fire Fist, which...
Right, yeah. But his real name's Julian Dennison.
Yeah, I mean, he's I
think this is his first major role. I think he did a couple of B films.
He did... I mean, a lot of it was like the New Zealand... Because I believe that's where he's actually from.
He's actually from New Zealand.
Yeah. And I know he started one kind of decently, like maybe hit silver screens in some areas.
Right. I think that's what we would call a B, not a B film, but like an independent film. He was like the independent market. He did really well.
Like it hit DVD.
Well, yeah, and he came over. I think they found him through one of the film markets.
Yeah.
You know, like the film festivals and all the stuff that goes on around here.
Because his character in Deadpool 2 is very reminiscent of the one I saw him in a trailer for about he's an orphan and shit.
Yes.
But and Zazie Beetz?
Zazie Beetz is fantastic.
Ooh, girl, I
don't even know. There's not enough good things to say about her.
My favorite scene is her jumping out of the plane.
I'm super excited about her just being a future actress. I think we need more of them, and I think she fucking slayed.
Oh no, she knocked it out of the park.
Oh, dude, she literally. I don't know if she was like a comic book fan or whatever, but the role of Domino, once you see it, you're like, well, okay, well that's Domino. You can't replace that.
Yeah.
And then of course T.J. Miller plays Weasel. He was a Weasel in the last one. I really don't know too many of these other ones that I really want to just even.
Black Tom. I'm sorry. It's just there's a.
Okay, well, his real name's Jack Kessie, and Black Tom is a hilarious moment in the film.
Yes, but I mean, like most of these casts that we have pulled up, which I mean is the people that get the most screen time, for far as I'm concerned. But
right,
yeah, it seems like they actually weren't half-assing shit or like.
Here's what these movies are incredibly known for is their marketing.
Oh yeah.
So the first Deadpool marketing everybody knows was just legendary, classic, just unrivaled.
I mean,
and I don't think Deadpool 2 I don't think it was any less of a great marketing scheme.
Oh no, they had to one up themselves.
Dude, they one up. Not only did they one up, but
people follow suit.
When it came to what's hilarious is if you haven't seen Deadpool 2, I'm trying not to spoil too much. When it came to Deadpool 2, what you see in the trailer, that ain't the movie.
No.
It's a false representation of what the entire film is. You literally see the whole trailer is 2 scenes. From the whole fucking movie, it is 2 scenes. And the whole movie, if you just watch those 2 scenes, is almost 100% nothing about those 2 scenes. I love it. I fucking love it. That was the greatest part about watching this film was I went in and I thought, okay, I kind of know what this is going to be. This is going to be here's what I thought. Disney is clearly going to buy Fox. They're not going to go to Comcast. The money's too real, and Disney's too powerful. So I literally thought, okay, this is going to be a spinoff. They're going to spin this off so they can make a PG-13 version. You want to make a version? So they're going to spin this off, and what they're going to do is they're going to make it PG-13 viable. So Disney can actually still fucking make a Deadpool movie that is X-Force. They say it in the previews. I'm not spoiling anything. But that is far from what this movie is.
Well, I mean, Disney's never shied away. They haven't shied away from the rated R.
But they put it under a different moniker. Right? It goes under like Touchstone or what's their new one? I don't even think Touchstone.
Because I watched the fucking Gremlins on the Disney Channel. I remember that because they did fucking air it.
Yeah, but now
those marketing people.
But that's now. See, when the Gremlins came out, not the case. It was not the case, but it was still made by Disney or a sister company or whatever they want to spin it.
I mean, they can be a different name, but like, look at the ownership.
Right. So Deadpool 2 takes place basically right after Deadpool 1.
Pretty much. I mean, nothing really eventful happens.
Nothing eventful happens.
Like, they catch you up to date pretty much on what Deadpool's been up to. Like, pretty much while he's been the 2-year gap between the movies.
Right.
And I mean, it's fucking the original is fucking hilarious, and the super duper version is it's just as. I mean, because there's a lot of scenes that kind of play out differently. Since you can't see his mouth move, you can change his what he says.
Right.
And there's some things I didn't seem like they translated that well.
Well, I do know that the beginning of the film is probably the only slow part for me because it kind of has to build everything. It kind of has to tell the story.
But let's talk about the intro for a second because we just were talking about Logan.
Right. Oh,
and the little music box he presses is it's Hugh Jackman skewered on a fucking like big ass tree like log branch thing, And he just spins around playing a little happy tune.
It's like I'm trying not to say too much, and I'm trying to think about how to articulate this without saying too much. I mean, I can tell you one thing: the trailers are very misleading.
Oh yeah.
And that if you haven't seen it, that right there should be reason enough to go out right now and just go watch it, because it is not what you think it is. The whole X-Force thing is such a minute part of this film that it will literally blow your mind. You'll be like, wait, what? That's the better part. That's what's so fucking funny about it. Like, that whole scene, I was laughing hysterically. And it goes on to, like, it basically just skips over the whole thing, and then it goes right to the actual point of the movie.
Yeah.
And the actual point of the movie, which we just mentioned, has Juggernaut. So that part's in there, but I think he was in like a corner of his helmet was in a trailer, because I saw that on Twitter where people were like, "It's Juggernaut! Look at this still frame from the trailer," and it was like, okay, that's clearly Juggernaut.
Which they actually did Juggernaut right this time though. He wasn't some like angry British guy.
Right. Well, they did Juggernaut, and they did Cable, man, was fucking fantastic.
The summer of Josh Brolin,
dude,
man.
And he was in Sicario this year too, and I think he has one more coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he was Cable unreal. Like, I can't watch that again. I was always thinking the guy from not Training. Why do I want to say Training Day? It was a Adam Sandler film. He was The Longest Yard, the remake. It was the football player that took all the steroids and they made him like girly, like they replaced the steroids with testosterone.
Yeah.
And he made him like real girly or something. I thought that guy would have been a great Cable because he looks just fucking like him. I think everybody was championing for him, but then when they put Josh Brolin in there, I was like, well, okay. I mean, he's fucking
well, I mean, just
he's
Thanos.
Yeah, fuck. He's Thanos in fucking Infinity War, man. And then
well, he's almost, it's barely recognizable in Infinity War, though.
Well, he's becoming ubiquitous with just being the best villain in a comic book movie.
Well,
he fucking wins for Thanos.
Oh, I mean, he wins for fucking Cable, though, too.
He really does, dude. He played Cable so
and how they
flawlessly.
Oh, because I mean, it's like a Deadpool movie, but you also get a lot of story, a lot of backstory for Cable, at least as far as the Deadpool franchise is concerned.
Yes.
I mean, like, there's some really sad moments. Like if you think about it and be like, holy fuck, like.
Well, it's dark, but
poor Cable.
But they overshadow everything with humor.
Well, yeah,
that's what's great about it. And dude, honestly, man, oh god, I don't want to. They parody a few things in here, especially at the end.
Okay? Yeah,
especially at the end. But I thought Brolin's portrayal of Cable was very reminiscent. Like what I remember of X-Men, mostly not the comic books, but the TV show. Remember that cartoon?
Yeah, it was the X-Men cartoon.
Yeah, the X-Men cartoon. Yeah,
that was my motherfucking jam.
Well,
that shit got me jacked as a kid, man.
Right. But Cable was in some of those episodes, and that's literally what I thought of when I actually saw the film. I was like, oh shit, man, he's like, is that where he got his inspiration from?
Speaking of the cartoon for a second, I was kind of happy with who they picked for Bishop in Days of Future Past.
Well, see, I didn't see it all the way through.
I think it was Idris Elba.
Oh, okay.
If I'm wrong, I'm really sorry. But
well, here, let's look it up.
Yeah, I mean, because I want to say, because it was like Bishop and Cable, and I got confused as a child sometimes, even though like Bishop was traditionally a black guy, and then Cable was a white dude.
Let's see,
Bishop. Oh no, Omar Sy. But does he look like him? Kind of.
Well, with the makeup and shit.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, because they're going to be done up. Because Cable was the same way.
I would still like to see Idris Elba as Bishop, though.
Just saying, X-Men out there, when y'all want to reboot y'all shitty ass reboot,
just come to the Ugly Dudes, and we'll help you fucking make the best movie of your life.
All right, yeah, just hire the Ugly Dudes movie reviews to come and be a suggestive script enhancement partnership
enhancers.
That's what we'll call it. It's very suggestive. Like, hey, maybe you shouldn't make it this fucking terrible.
We'll just be hired consultants.
Right. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever review those other 3 set of X-Men movies. I'm just not a fan, dude.
We've already touched enough of them on this thing, on this episode alone. So,
well, okay. So I don't want to give too much away, but what we will do is we'll switch. We'll try to kind of round this thing out. Okay. So both of these movies are out on DVD already.
Yes.
What's cool about living in modern times is that DVDs come out 3 months after they're in films. Infinity War is already out. Deadpool 2 is already out, and it's August 30th today.
Oh, and they're also putting Black Panther on Netflix Saturday.
Already.
Yeah,
and it came
all
out this year
fucking ready.
too.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is amazing.
One of the highest grossing films, and Netflix is like...
It's still
boom.
making money.
Yes.
It's still in theaters. Dude, I think it's still... Hold on, let me go to Box Office Mojo right quick.
Well, overseas they still have that shit playing too, because that's...
that's what I'm saying.
It decimated over
it's
there.
It's still in like a couple thousand theaters. Hold on. Here,
that's insane. That is fucking... For... Especially in this day and age.
Okay, dude, it's made $1.3 billion so far. And it's made $700 million domestic. Come on, give me the weekend gross.
Come on now. So February to
August 3rd. Okay, so it's finally out. It ended on August 5th, and it made, just on August 5th alone, the weekend of August 3rd through 5th, it made $37,000. And the movie came out in February.
Yeah.
So from February all the way down to August.
Well, February to May, it was still in the 6 digits. Like 6+ digits.
Yeah.
And
that's incredible, dude.
Right?
That's fucking incredible.
Well, it just shows you what Marvel's doing, though.
Well, it just shows you how good of a movie it is, too. And culturally impactful, too.
Yeah. Well, they did it right, I thought.
Well, they nailed it to the fucking floor.
Well, sorry for sidetracking.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's cool. Yeah. It's cool.
Cool.
We'll definitely critique that movie some point, which obviously it's going to get a glowing review from us because we are huge comic book fans and nerds. And we love all that shit. But here's another cool one, dude. Okay, so this is Deadpool 2, but... they have started this new thing with films that most people buy their shit digitally. I just assume these days, or they stream it.
I'm with you though on hard copies.
Right, I'm old school, man. I love a good hard copy, and I've switched to buying. I don't even have 4K yet, but I'm switching all my viewing over to 4K, and they have these new things called steel books, and the movie's actually packaged in a steel book, like. The case is made of metal.
Yeah, even from just sitting across the table, it has a glorious bright red coating.
Right, it's like a powder coated shine.
Yeah.
But what's cool is this film in particular, the packaging. This is the super duper fucking cut.
I would say watch them both.
You have to watch them both. You have to watch the theatrical version first and then get the full sense of the film.
Yeah.
But the super duper cut, the director's cut basically is what it is.
It adds
15 minutes?
Yeah.
It's 15 minutes of new stuff. But what's cool about the packaging is I'm going to go over this a little bit. I know you can't see it, but it has a see-through acrylic sleeve that has like the general information, the rating, all that stuff on the back. But on the front, it's actually interactive. So like if you see the word bubbles are actually on the plastic, but the people themselves are actually on the metal.
Okay.
So as you remove the sleeve, the word bubbles go away and you're left with a depiction from the credits. These are all credit in credit scenes.
Oh yeah, that is.
These are all animations from the in credit scenes.
Yeah.
Right.
I like it.
The Logan packaging, by the way, is pretty standard. There was a steelbook for that, but that was before I knew about steelbooks, so I don't have it, but I have seen it, and it's kind of whatever. But this one packaging has 4 different versions of the film. So it has digital. Yeah. It has digital. It has standard DVD. It has Blu-ray, and it has 4K.
Damn.
Yeah. So
that just shows you how far DVD's falling, though.
Well, I'm actually surprised it has a DVD version, and it also has a bonus disc of like features and whatnot. But the director, like the digital code, the only thing I don't like is with the digital thing when you buy them like this is a lot of them have they've picked a partner. So now you're getting Vudu or you're getting getting just
I know
iTunes.
Voodoo's been around there for a fucking minute.
They have, but it's still
Hey,
getting.
use our only special service to watch movies when we have. It's a shit site and we know about it.
Yeah, I don't like.
But we're not
Vudu.
going to change it.
Right, I don't like it. I don't like the way it interacts.
No, I mean I'd rather get like off iTunes or Google Play or something.
Right. Well, iTunes is so fucking instant, man. It's just right then. It's right there. Even if I buy it on my phone, I can immediately stream it on my TV. It's like,
Yeah.
I just love that shit. But then that's just me. I mean, everybody has their own thing. I know a lot of my friends are into Roku, which is cool. And we're gonna do a whole episode on streaming that stuff.
Yeah.
So, but the packaging on this, it is made of metal. It's like this blood red color. I'd
Yes.
almost call that blood red. It's a very deep red. It's not a very vivid red.
It's very fitting of like what you would think of like a Deadpool like collector's thing.
Yeah.
Like it's going to have those colors you're going to associate with it.
Right, and
for
it's
sure.
the whole color scheme is white, black, and red, which will be his whole suit. It's basically schemed off his suit.
Yeah.
And dude, it's awesome, man. I think this whole thing cost me like $30, which sounds expensive, but I have 4 copies of the movie, and what I tend to do is I'll tend to give away like a copy or something because I mean I don't need 4 versions of the same film. And when I
Yeah.
switch over to 4K, I won't need most of them.
And I get to restart my movie collection all over again.
Yeah, I know how that is. I started 2
years.
I started 2 years ago, and I've got a decent one. brewing.
I got burned way too bad on that VHS bullshit.
Right.
Because the dopest of the dope VHS collection, I'm telling you, boy. Like, holy shit. And then, like, DVD came out, and it was just like, oh, VHS is instantly dead.
Instantly. It
Like,
wasn't even like a fucking.
like,
It wasn't even
it's-
like an overnight thing.
It's
It
still
was
rubbing
literally-
its face into, like, Betamax and be like, haha, bitch. And then, like,
Yeah.
DVD's just standing over it.
It was same second, bro. The second DVD launch, it was like, yeah, okay, we're tired of this VHS bullshit.
Yeah.
Even Laserdisc was like, everyone. I actually knew like 5 people that had Laserdisc. They were like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
The movies were the size of vinyl records. For those of you kids listening out there, these old people, they had laser discs. They were movies the size of vinyls, and they had players that cost $1,000. This shit was insanity.
$1,000 in the 90s is or late
Fucking
80s.
like $8,000 right now, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I saw the conversion rate on the Super Nintendo or the
Yes.
Nintendo. It's like
It's fucking crazy.
it'd be like $1,300
Yeah.
today.
And people bitch about $500 for an Xbox, whatever.
No, man, I'm cool. I paid $400 for my PS4.
Me too.
Like
And it came with 2 games and a controller, and like you can't beat it.
no,
You
like
can't
because
beat
back in the day, like you'd get your 2 controllers in a game, but it was $500 back then.
Yeah, back then when $500 was like a staggering amount of money.
Yes.
But anyway, so Logan, Deadpool 2, let's
Yes.
wrap this shit up. They're both incredible in their own way. Logan is a factual masterpiece of a film.
Yes.
Deadpool 2 is, if you like just blood and ass and fuckery and gore and hilarity, Deadpool 2 all the way.
Yes.
It's just as good as the first one. I'm not going to say it's better, but I'd say it's definitely an equal.
Oh, yeah.
It might
I
not
mean,
have all the shock because the first one took all the shock away, but it definitely has the same amount of demeanor. It has all the same characters.
it
even more.
had the you could probably say like equal production value for like what went in it and what people put into it.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
and especially Ryan Reynolds as fucking Deadpool. Like he's fully embraced his
Right.
personification as Wade Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
And it does suck. I would really have liked to saw the other director's version of Deadpool 2, but we didn't get that. But that's fine.
yeah.
It's all well and good. And so, anything else?
Oh man, that's about it.
That's about it for me.
I do
too,
have a
man.
suggestion for the Guardians, Guardians Volume 3 director. It's
Don't fuck up.
Jimmy Gum.
Oh yeah.
It's
okay.
it's James Gunn with a
Yeah, with a
mustache.
I saw that. That's hilarious. All right, man. Well, that's fucking it. Logan
right.
and Deadpool 2 in the books.
Fuck yeah.
See both of them, especially if you're over 18 years of age, or if you're just a cool parent and want to let your kids see it. That's cool too.
Yeah.
They're both very violent, though. I have to disclaim.
You might have to answer some questions about
100%.
like, yeah.
But
Like, mommy, what's the strap on? That's
right,
That's
That is
it's
actually
gonna
in the
happen.
movie, yeah. But so anyway, this has been Crash Cast Ugly Dudes Movie Reviews. If you like it, please do join in the conversation on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Crashcast Pod, and on Twitter, Crashcast Pod 1.
Yeah.
Because Twitter's weird, and that's just the way it is. But if there's nothing else, I guess we're done.
Yep.
All right, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks for listening.